Let's get into this Harper's Bazaar photo shoot with Meghan Markle because, whew, there's a lot going on here. Okay, where do I start? Well, the energy feels a little flat. The creative direction couldn't quite commit to a mood, and yet, every now and then, a shot actually lands and makes you go, okay, that one works. And just so we're clear, I'm saying all this as someone who shoots for a variety of brands for a living. I'm calling it exactly how I see it. No pressure, no politics, just the visuals. Okay, so we're going through these images one by one in the exact order they were released. And I'm breaking down what each shot actually does for her brand and what it thinks it's doing. Okay, so we're clear? Let's get into these snapshots. Welcome to Strategic Snapshot. My name is Tasha Payton. I'm a brand designer and photographer, and here on this channel, we take a closer look at the visuals, messaging, and overall presence of celebrities and public figures to understand what their brands are really communicating, whether intentionally or not. If you love breakdowns like this of your favorite celebrities, make sure you like this video, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new snapshot. Let's start with the cover image, which I'm just going to call the black sculptural jacket moment. When I first saw it, I honestly had to blink twice. It's not the most flattering shot of Meghan. Now, I get what they were going for. This is supposed to be her big CEO era, boss energy, power positioning opener. But instead of giving power, it's giving LinkedIn but make it couture. And whew, that's a choice. Yikes. Let's start with the pros. It is a strong silhouette, meaning the shape of the jacket creates an instant visual statement before you even process her face. The sculpted folds, the exaggerated waist, the sharp shoulders, you can't miss the structure. It's very fashion as architecture. That part works. And the lighting? That's doing exactly what it should be doing here. Simple, moody, and controlled. No dramatic shadows, no distractions, just clean studio lighting that lets the garment take center stage. Now, the cons. Well, when we get to the expression, it's giving, I didn't get my coffee yet. It's a blank stare, almost like she's gazing into the void, not into the camera. And the jacket, oof, it's swallowing her whole. Meghan is naturally petite, so with a piece this dramatic, the goal should be to accentuate her frame, not drown it. Instead of looking tailored and intentional, it looks like she's wearing the prototype, not the final approved garment. Now, as far as the brand impact, this definitely wants to give founder vibes. It's aiming for powerful, intentional, authoritative energy. But the actual delivery? It's more, here's my blazer, than here I am. All right, moving on to the second shot, what I like to call the I'm relatable but still expensive portrait. It's black and white, it's soft. It's giving that classic celebrity attempt at authenticity. You know the vibe. First off, pros. Well, the freckles are freckling. And honestly, I love that. You can see her natural skin texture, which immediately makes the image feel more human, less curated. It's one of the few moments where she doesn't feel overly styled or overly posed. And the forward lean? That actually works. It kind of feels like, for the first time in this whole shoot, she's leaning in like she might actually be talking to us instead of posing at us. There's a subtle warmth there. Now, the cons. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. That hand in hair pose. Lord, this pose is the pumpkin spice latte of celebrity photography. Everybody does it, and it always tastes the same. It's the go-to, the default, the I had 5 minutes to get this shot, so just do something cute. I mean, it works, but it's not exactly groundbreaking. We've seen this pose so many times, it might as well have its own IMDb credit. So what's the brand impact on this image? This is her, see, I can be soft, shot. It's meant to disarm you a little, make you feel like she's approachable, calm, easygoing. And does it work? Sure, for those who love her. I'm sure her critics think otherwise, and I totally get that. But like I said, I'm keeping it fair and honest. So with that said, we've seen this exact visual formula on 1,000 magazine covers and 1,000 celebrity profiles. It's familiar, maybe a little too familiar. All right, now let's get into this next one. The cross-legged, barefoot, I'm grounded, I'm centered, I do breath work on Thursdays shot. This image is trying so hard to give Zen minimalism that I swear I could hear spa music playing in the background. First, the pros. I'll give it this. The body language is open. Bare feet, loose shirt, legs crossed. It immediately says, I'm chill, I'm relaxed, I don't need to prove anything to you. There's a casual, approachable energy that actually works for her brand. You don't see tension in the shoulders or stiffness in the hands. And for Meghan, whose visuals lean very controlled, this level of casual is refreshing. The oversized shirt helps soften the frame and make the moment feel a little more candid, like it was shot between takes. Here we go, the cons. Let's talk about the truth. Girl, the pose is this close to giving I'm tired, please bring me a blanket. Y'all, I'm really trying. Seriously, there's a fine line between relaxed and sleepy, and she's tiptoeing right over it here. The slouch doesn't read as artistic or intentional. It reads like she's been sitting on the floor too long. So going back to the technical aspects, the lighting on the legs? A little harsh. It almost feels like a reflector was 2 feet too close. The shadows flatten out the bottom half in a way that doesn't match the softness of the upper body. This whole image is a vibe, just not the vibe they think it is. What's the brand impact? This one wants to say, I'm down to earth. I'm approachable. I'm the wellness girl who drinks herbal tea and journals in the morning. And honestly, it almost gets there. But because the pose leans more tired than intentional, it edges into casual Friday at a co-working space rather than spiritual, soft luxury muse. It's a fashion-forward idea, but the execution needed a little more clarity and maybe a little more core engagement. All right, now we're stepping into the I'm in charge, I run the boardroom, and I've got a calendar full of important Zooms shot. This is the trench coat, hands on hips moment. And let me tell you, it is trying so hard to give power stance energy. First, the pros. I admit, the stance itself, strong. Hands planted, elbows out, weight centered. It's a classic power pose. If nothing else, the body language says she's not here to play small. And the trench coat adds that fashion editor on a mission vibe. It's dramatic without being over the top, and the open front frames her nicely. The lighting is clean and flattering. No weird shadows, no overexposed highlights. They kept this one straightforward, which was the right call. Now, the cons. Well, once you look past the stance, the styling starts to feel dated. Not vintage chic, just dated. It gives 2010 fashion magazine intern who finally got a promotion energy. The shirt underneath isn't helping either. It's wrinkled in a way that feels accidental, not intentional. If you're giving me power shot, the wardrobe needs to respect the assignment too. And the expression? It's not as commanding as the pose wants it to be. The body says fearless, but the eyes are like, did I leave the oven on? There's a mismatch between what the outfit is trying to sell and what her face is delivering. What is the brand impact? This image wants to be the headline moment, the I'm stepping into my CEO era, hear me roar shot. But in reality, it's giving more. I'm here for my annual review and I brought my best coat. It's almost powerful, but not quite. It's almost modern, but not quite. It lands somewhere in the middle, firm, but forgettable. All right, so this next shot is going to be the last image I'm critiquing in today's video. Whew! The entire Harper's Bazaar spread gave me more than enough to talk about. But we're going to end it right here on the red dress moment. Now this one should have been her moment. Seriously, girl, it should have been. We finally get color, and not a shy color either. This is red, the universal symbol of confidence, romance, power, drama, all of it. The dress walked into this shoot ready to work overtime. But Meghan? She didn't bring the same energy. To be fair, let's start with the pros. The dress is stunning. The fabric has weight, movement, and that rich, saturated tone that photographs beautifully. The framing is tight enough to let the neckline and shoulders shine, and the glam is clean. Hair pushed back, soft makeup, great lighting, all the technical pieces were lined up to make this iconic. And the color itself? Perfect for her. Whoever pulled Wardrobe knew what they were doing with this one. Let's talk about the cons. The expression? Girl, this dress deserved attitude. It needed a little smolder. It needed, I'm the main character and everyone knows it. What we got instead was, I'm thinking about my lunch order. The face is just too calm for a dress that dramatic. And the posture? Slightly collapsed. A stronger stance, a lifted chin, even a tiny smirk would have elevated this into a headline shot. Instead, it feels like the gown showed up ready to be iconic, and she showed up ready for a nap. There's a disconnect. And in a close-up, that disconnect screams. Okay, so what is the takeaway brand impact? This image wanted to push her brand into a more commanding, luxe, elevated lane. It wanted to say, I'm here, I'm powerful, and I'm in control. But because the pose and expression don't meet the moment, it lands somewhere closer to, I'm wearing a beautiful dress, and that's where the story ends. It's not bad, it's just not memorable. That's it for today's breakdown. If you want me to keep this series going and dive into the rest of the shoot, just let me know. Because trust me, there's plenty more to unpack. And while you're here, tell me in the comments, which look stood out to you the most? Did you have a favorite outfit? Or did one of these shots make you tilt your head the same way I did? I want to hear your thoughts, so drop them below. I always love seeing how y'all are reading these visuals. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit subscribe, tap like, and share it with someone who loves a good brand breakdown. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.